Those residents had a chance to ask the state about the spill, the health hazards, and why they didn't get the information earlier. Good evening, I'm Deb Ferris.
And I'm David Scott. The state health department held a special meeting tonight near the site of that toxic spill that happened decades ago. KAKE's Eli Higgins is live there with what happened tonight. Eli.
David, this meeting got out about an hour ago here at the Boys and Girls Club near I-135 and 21st Street. And while it was relatively civil, there were certainly some heated moments. In fact, at the very end of the meeting, one person raising his voice pretty frustrated because they cut him off saying no more questions. But understandably, these folks are just downright angry.
It's really problematic. You know, they knew about this for a long time.
So why they didn't tell us this earlier? That's what I wanted to know.
These were the questions from residents of the 29th and Grove area that echoed through the Boys and Girls Club Friday as the Kansas Health Department held a public meeting about a toxic problem it's known about since the 1990s.
Is there anything that you all have done for air exposure?
We completed the study. We published the report in April of this past year.
KDHE Environmental Health Officer Farah Emmett is talking about a recent study the department published regarding groundwater contamination from a toxic train spill she says happened sometime in the 1970s or 80s.
We did find an increase in liver and biliary tree cancer. We also found an increase in the rate of low birth weight babies being born.
Emmett says the department can't say for sure if those health problems are directly related to the contamination, but residents like Terrill Florence, whose family has been plagued with unexpected death and health issues, says it all makes sense now.
It was only one house that had well water as their primary source of water. That's the house I grew up in.
With decades of extreme exposure and having fought cancer himself, Florence says he's furious.
And the total disregard for human life is something that is inexcusable.
Florence says the hardest part is knowing there's nothing anyone can do but hope and pray that no one else in his family dies from these cancers.
This present people in the health department have doing a tremendous job. It was their predecessors that ignored everything and allowed it to get to this point. The people who were responsible for it, they must pay for what they done.
KDHE says it will continue working with Union Pacific, the company responsible for this toxic spill, on a plan to get it completely cleaned up. It says it will have another meeting sometime in June once it has a roadmap of exactly what the next steps will look like. I'm reporting live. Eli Higgins, KAKE News on your side.